I wonder why we didn't detect all these ATACs earlier. Maybe we can capture one of these filthy bandits and torture him until he explains how they hid from us. I like your way of thinking, Reina. Ugh, I totally hate that guy. His unmannered way is exceeded only by the stench that precedes him. I must agree with your assessment that both his attitude and appearance, Claire. And he has zero respect for my dad. It's like, hey, you're talking to the Duke of Nordilain, okay? So did I hear his story right? The Empire invaded Araba Castle to set up a base in the kingdom. And then they totally lost a fight with some ATACs from the Avalon Corps. That is so sad. And now they're asking us to help them clean up their mess? Whatever. I know, Dad is allied with the Empire and all, but I wish he could tell them to shove off sometimes. I have noted your dissatisfaction with the Empire an average of 17 times per day, Miss Claire. Which is why I found it refreshing that you choose to complain about a rude, ugly man for a change. I often wonder why the Empire has chosen someone so lacking in social graces to be their ambassador. Perhaps they learned of your ability to acquire confidential information via shameless flirtation. Ha. Like, that is so true. Boys will totally do anything I want when I act all sweet to them. That doesn't make me easy, right? Cause I know I won't do that anymore if that's the message I'm sending. Not at all, Miss Claire. You are a kind and, innocent young woman. Thanks, Shion. I totally get the warm fuzzies when you say stuff like that about me. I consider myself your friend as well as your advisor, Miss Claire. I rather enjoy making you happy. I know. But I'd be even happier if Dad would let me do my own thing sometimes, you know? I apologize if my constant presence irritates you, but I'm afraid it is mandated by your father. I know, Shion. I'm just having a wishful thinking moment. I dare not confess at times I have dreamt of being more than a mere friend, sweet Claire. Your Grace, I bring important news. So let's hear it already. Our scouts at the western border have sighted a group of foreign ATACs crossing into our country. The descriptions seem to match the Avalon ATACs that conquered Araba Castle. So, I wonder if they think those Imperial ATACs came here when they hightailed it from the castle. But it totally doesn't matter now that they've entered our country without permission. Maybe if we get rid of them in a hurry, that nasty ambassador will stop coming. And bonus, Dad will be so proud of me, maybe he'll build me a new ATAC or something. Please exercise due caution. The soldiers who reclaimed Araba Castle defeated Faulkner himself. Anyone who can triumph over the Empire's most skilled warrior is to be respected and feared. I know, Shion. That's why I'm bringing you with me, silly. While I prefer the art of science to the art of combat, I am honored to fight for you, Miss Claire. Hahaha. Shion, you might be a total brainiac, but I know you can totally kick tail too. So let's get a squatching going or something, okay? I want to go bash some enemy ATACs. I imagine these bandits were cowering inside the cave. There's no way that we could have seen them sooner. I had received reports of a group of rogue Imperials based in this area, but discounted them as rumors. These bandits think they're going to end our lives as their ATACs? Boy, will they be surprised. Well, these are some impressive ATACs. They'll fetch a mighty price on the black market. I know those people from Nordilain paid us to report any strange ATACs and to stay out of sight. But we'll make 10 times as much money after we sell these ATACs. Begin the attack. Should we dismantle these thieves one at a time, or all at once? So we have Bandit Chief here. He's the strongest, of course. His stats are nothing to be afraid of, right? We can easily take him down. The problem is, once you take down Bandit Chief, on this corner of the map, we are going to encounter, Claire and Shion, as well as the rest of the Nordilain forces, are going to appear here. From that point, things become slightly harder. Even though they're a little bit harder, we get more experience thanks to Claire. Claire, though, will run away when her HP gets less than 50. So we're going to need to take down the other Nordilain soldiers and try to isolate Claire in case Zera decides to try and kill her and basically force her to run away, because he doesn't have the attack power to take her down in one shot. We're going to make sure Bastion gets as many kills as possible. We're going to just focus solely on improving Bastion. And in order to prepare for Dion's test, because we have only 2 missions before we start that, we might have to focus on increasing his agility so that he can actually avoid attacks, because the less HP he loses in Dionne's test, the more likely we're going to be able to survive it. Otherwise, we're going to have to reload it. But we also need to focus on increasing his dexterity also. So there's a huge trade-off in leading up to Dionne's test. So let's think of it as we go. We're going to bring Reina all the way up. She has Serrata, and if you don't know why, it's because it's actually better than Harol. Harol has no bonus stats to basically make her stronger, right? But Serrata has the same bonus stats as the Alba, which makes this a lot better. She loses her range with long thrust, but she gains in stat power. Let's end here. Zera's going to make his moves. We can't control him, unfortunately. So Bastion's going to still be an Alba. And as I said, we're going to make sure Bastion gets as many kills as possible. So Barlow can... If you're really like into Barlow and you want him to fall in love with you, literally just have him do nothing. Every time it's his turn, just end turn. His morale will steadily go up every time we do that by +2. So if you basically do it up to like halfway through the game, at that point, he'll basically be in love with you. I wish we could see the turn order during these little segments so we can see if Zera's going to pop out next, and then we can judge whether we want Reina to counterattack or not. So we'll just go ahead and with Strong Slash. And as you've seen, we had a ton of experience. That's because the level difference was only 1, and we were doing a counterattack. Now, with Bastion, he can actually attack that bandit who's just about to be one-shotted, but it's from the back. When you attack from the back, you actually lose a ton of experience, because when you attack from the front, you get, I would have to say 100% of experience. Attack from the side nets you less, and attack from the back really drastically drops it. So you want to always try and kill from the front. So let's see how far Bastion can move. So he can move up to here, which will net him the most experience after he kills this bandit. So that's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That leaves us with 40 AP, which isn't great. Experience is also determined by how much damage you deal at the same time. So we'd have to attack with thrust, which is good, but maybe not good enough to get as much experience as possible. Okay, let's attack with Reina. And Zera can be easily defeated, so how about we just go here? We'll do a Strong Slash on Bandit 4's side. And here, Bastion, I do want him to attack Bandit 6 to take the experience, but I don't know whether I want to do Strong Slash here and get a bit less experience, or do Thrust here to get more experience. I guess we can see whether Thrust can actually knock him out. Or sorry, Fireball. Oh, I forgot I have Fireball. So Fireball is really powerful. This is the whole reason why we're using the Fire Seal Stone right now. Okay, so we got 56 experience. Remember, his level is 10 and everybody else is not even close to that. Even Bandit Chief is only level 9. So we're gonna get less experience from him, but we still need him to make the kills so we can survive Dionne's test. Always remember, Galvas is going to leave in the Kingdom route, so if you're ever in the Kingdom route, don't ever really power him up. Okay, Zera, we're trying to get Zera killed right now, but it's not going to happen. He pretty much won't get killed unless we basically ignore the bandits and just let them attack Zera to keep freezing him and bringing down his HP. Okay, so Reina leveled up. We are trying to get Reina's trick for her, so let's increase her dexterity and end here. Okay, when Bandit Chief is gone, Claire will appear. So we have to make sure we get Bandit Chief's kill with Bastion. If we don't, then we actually lose a ton of experience because Zera is going to take all the experience. Let's keep Bastion up there. Okay, Reina's good. So if we move Reina's at 87 FP, so if she makes any moves right now, she's gonna freeze herself and basically be left open to being killed. So we'll end her turn, reduce her FP usage, or to reduce her FP. And I believe we can probably take down Bandit Chief right now with Bastion. As we do that, oh wait, okay. So thankfully he didn't attack Zera. If he did that, we probably would have lost him right away. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to attack from the side in order to get experience for this. And if you don't know, attacking from the front nets you more experience than attacking from the side and the back. It's an interesting unknown mechanic in the game. I've never seen anybody ever talk about it. Alright, so like I said, Dion's test is coming up. Andrew is going to be the tough one to deal with because he can use strong thrust a lot, and he's also very hard to hit, so we might need to give 2 to agility and 1 to dex. That'll make it so we can dodge more often, because Andrew, although weak, he's actually pretty weak. The problem is that he can keep dodging our attacks, and then he's also very fast, so it's hard to hit him. So maybe 2 to agility and 1 to dex the whole time. So let's go ahead and confirm this. That red ATC belongs to Claire, the daughter of Duke Logan and the heir to the Nordilain forest. I knew Nordilain was involved with the Empire, but I certainly didn't expect them to attack us. Hey, I totally recognize those ATCs. They belong to Zera and Galvas. This is going to be like a better fight than I expected, you know? And my dad will be so happy when I give him their swords for his trophy wall. Like, seriously. Alright, so we're gonna move forward with Bastion. Maybe, I think he should be fine. He's level 11, and the only real issue is Claire and Shion. These other Nordilain soldiers, they're only a problem if they surround Bastion and end up freezing him. So maybe we'll bring Barlow with us and Devlin. Devlin can help weaken, and we'll have Reina make these bandit kills. I think she should be at low enough level that she should be able to level up a little bit. Okay, so that's not Reina. There, she's level 7, and everybody else should be level 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, okay, so Reina can get these kills. We're gonna move Bastion up here, and Zera's actually gonna charge against the Nordilains, so we need to watch out for him. No, we're gonna leave Reina and Galvas here with the bandits to basically boost up Reina's experience and level. Galvas will be assisting Reina in her level up, and Barlow, Devlin, and unfortunately Zera are going to attack the Nordilain soldiers. Alright, 211, as you see, if we attacked from the side with Reina, we would have probably gotten 180, no, not 100, 190, and attacked from the back would probably netted us 170 experience. But that's an assumption, but I have tested, and it is true. You get less experience depending on which side you attack the enemy from. And he stole the kill. Okay. 0, 0, 0. My bud. Okay, we need to put Bastion in a place where he can be attacked, but not surrounded. So we're going to put him right here. We're going to end our turn. We're going to have Barlow beside Bastion so they can't go around the Bastion's backside. And we're going to have Devlin sit... I want to put him here. Yeah, okay, we'll put him here. And we'll try and lock in the Nordilains in that corner. That way... Okay, Devlin's dead. But that's okay. He's not coming with us to Ruin Route, so... Anyone not coming, I'm perfectly fine with being defeated. Okay, Barlow, he is very, very low. He's taking a lot of damage because he's level 5. Let's see if we can dodge this. Generally, his dodging skills are not great, but thankfully they are this time. Now, for Reina, we need to increase her dex again. We're still going for Reina's trick, and she should have nothing really. So there we go. Now let's move to the side. We got some more bands to wipe out. Dodge. I'm not gonna dodge. So don't rely too much on the accuracy. on the hit rate, right? So if it's under 50, it doesn't mean, from experience of course, it doesn't mean you're going to dodge it easily. Sometimes they can hit you with 10% hit, and that happens more often than you think. It's really disturbing. So if you feel like you're being hit, just defend rather than avoid. Unless you have parry or reflect dormant skills, that's what you're always going to want to do. He's going to try and strike us, and because we have reflect and parry, we'll probably either hit his sword away or his axe and then do a counterattack. And let's see it in action. Let's see what dormant skill activates. Okay, so parry activated. There we go. 39. Now, thankfully, Zera's being distracted by the bandits. Why is that important? It's important because Zera snipes kills. And that literally is really why it's important. We want him to not take any experience. Okay, well, he's going behind and he's going to attack. Thankfully, not Claire. Very lucky. Okay, so if Claire gets down to 50% or less HP, he escapes. And I'm not 100% confident because I haven't done this mission in a little bit, right? But I believe that the rest of Nordilain's soldiers leave with her. So that means we lose all that experience. So we need to make sure Claire doesn't get killed. Okay, perfect. She's running away from Zera. Our target ideally would be Shion. We don't want to hit Claire. Let's go ahead and focus down on Shion. Not Claire. Actually, here's a tip. If the FP is over 60, generally all enemies will skip their turn in order to prevent themselves from being frozen. Or you get their FP to 60, then they will skip their next turn, so you don't have to freeze them. So that's perfectly fine. You can freeze them if you want to get 2 free turns on them, but otherwise 60 will prevent them from making a turn. So if we attack Claire now, she's going to use Melting Flare, and let's check her FP right now, and it's 36, so we can prevent her from attacking. So let's go ahead and use Melting Flare on her. Oh, long thrust. Like, no offense, Galvas, but I hear you're totally ancient. So I don't feel guilty about killing you since you're totally on the verge of croaking anyway. It appears I need to beat some respect into you, little girl. As hot-headed as Devlin. Okay, Barlow, I'm always wary of him. I want him to survive, but he's a really poor character. So let's see if we can, let's just defend with him the whole time. Okay, we're gonna have him end. He's basically just a pincushion, an attack, a damage soaker. What do you call it? A tank? He's basically a tank right now. He's not really someone who's really useful, I guess, for lack of a better word, right? Okay, Zero thankfully has not taken the kill. Good. Okay, let's check let's check the levels of the enemies who are weakened right now and see who Bastion can wipe out and who we need to quickly get to get the experience. So Bandit 2 is level 6, and then Nordilain 2 is level 6. Okay, so because we see that, we need to see who we can attack from the front, and that's Nordilain 2. Unfortunately, Zera's pretty close to Claire, so we might need to rush over there pretty soon. At least surround her. Since Zera doesn't have a range to attack just yet, we can actually surround Claire and protect her from getting killed. Barlow's gonna do nothing. Reyna needs to do nothing. She attacks once, she's frozen, she gets herself killed right away. And as you've seen, Claire made no moves because her FP was above 60. Okay, let's go ahead with Thrust, and I was gonna say we'll attack Shion, but I don't believe Zera can actually one-shot Shion from the back, so he doesn't have that kind of power. At least not yet. Okay, we lost Bandit 2. Perfectly fine. We basically were perfectly fine with that happening. Okay, let's move over to Shion. Unfortunately, we have to attack from the back. Actually, wait. Nordilain 3. So 6, 6, and 9. We're going to get more experience from defeating Shion. The reason why I halted myself for a second was because We're attacked from the back. Attack from the back will net us less experience. And let's see, so we're going to do a lot of damage. 61 damage to be precise. Let's go ahead and end our turn here. Zero will probably attack Shion, and from there, we'll reduce his HP further. We can one-shot him at that point. Let's have Devlin weaken Nordilain 3, and hopefully Zero actually attacks Shion. If he doesn't, Reyna will do it for us. Okay, Barlow is dodging more than I expected. Shion. Okay, so he's gonna attack Reyna. Reyna only has parry, so she can dodge, but we're at a risk of, if we counterattack and she does dodge. No, if she counterattacks and she gets hit, she gets one shot. So maybe we'll just avoid this. Okay, unfortunately she can't learn tackle, so that really sucks. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with her right here. Okay, she'll get killed no matter what I do, so let's end. Okay, Zera apparently missed his turn, so he's coming up next in the 4th turn. So we have the +2 to the turn, right? Because Bastion is actually turn 1. So Zera's gonna be next, and if we attack Shion with Reyna right now, nothing's gonna happen. Okay, so we can't even touch Shion yet. Maybe we'll just do a normal weak attack on Shion, like this, right? We'll weaken his defenses, and then hit him with Fireball afterwards. Let's see if we can one-shot him at that point. Go ahead and use Thrust on Bandit on Shion. Okay, maybe not. Zero will turn around and destroy Shion, and we lose that experience. And here, Barlow back from the back, and unfortunately he missed. Okay, perfect. He attacked Shion. Okay, Reyna's gonna die. We still need to be extra careful with her. Yeah, okay, we still need to be extra careful with Reyna. Let's see, can we attack him? We can freeze him, but that's about it. We'll die in the process. Okay, at this point it's pretty terrifying. So let's try and counter this. Let's see. Well, you take the full brunt of the damage, but it's a high risk scenario, where if you make a counterattack, you do 120% damage. Okay, here we go. We're gonna get our massive amount of experience. Probably not a massive amount, but a good decent amount. Game 130. So it's very hard to level him up right now. He's actually over leveled. That's why he's not getting a ton of experience. Let's end here. Let's end our turn right here. I guess we can take that kill. Okay, we'll take this kill instead. We will go to his side so Zera can't waltz on over and take it. Try and avoid this. Nice. Barlow is doing a good job of surviving, by the way. Normally, he just cannot dodge for the life of him. So she leaves at 50% HP. So 50% of 79 is 39.5. So if she goes under 40 HP, she's gone. So let's go ahead and see how far we can bring her HP down. Okay, we can't bring it down at all. Maybe Reyna. She's pretty weak. So maybe we can bring Claire's HP down to 40. Hey Barlow, please hit. Okay, I guess not. Please dodge. Okay, excellent. We might need to sacrifice Reyna right now so that we can get Claire's HP down to about 40 and then one-shot her with Bastion. Okay, 39. Let's see, who's after Reyna? Zera comes next. And he can go behind Claire, so that's the issue. So it's 20, 30, 40, and then 55, 65, and 75. So he won't be able to attack if he gets behind her. But I may have miscounted the AP cost. So first move was always 20 AP, okay? So 20, 30, 40, and then +5 every time you pass an ATAC. So 15. 65, 75. He shouldn't be able to get behind her and attack. Well, let's see. Am I counting correctly? Because I've done the testing, and it is true. I'm just wondering if I screwed up my counting. So we're gonna... Oh god, I got scared. I thought he could walk through other enemies like a knight in chess could, right? I forgot. Yeah. I freaked myself out with my own thoughts. Okay, so Claire, if we attack from the front, we probably won't be able to kill her. So Bastion's stats are 14 power, and we have Claire's defense at 6. So that's a huge difference in stat points. We probably won't be able to one-shot her from the front, so we're gonna have to attack from the back. And like I said, once she's gone, the other Nordilains should retreat. I forgot whether they do or not, so we'll see. Okay, let's attack. You have an impressive ATAC for an Imperial soldier. Let's see how long it takes for me to destroy it. Imperial agent, like are you or something? I'm the daughter of Duke Logan, dear boy. Bang. Fantastic. 51, which is pretty good, actually. That's pretty strong when you're attacking Claire. Okay, 74 experience. Okay, so Nordilain soldiers do not leave, which is good. Now let's just finish them off. We're going to try and prevent Galvas from making kills as usual. Wait, actually? What's the level of this bandit? Level 5? 6 and 6. Okay, we're going to protect the Nordilain soldiers. We're going to make sure Bastion gets these kills. Now let's hope Zera decides that the bandit is worth attacking more than the Nordilain soldiers. Okay, so like I said, I want Devlin to be a tank, so we could put 2 to defense and 1 to agility. Enemies will keep focusing on Barlow, and then they'll just keep missing and barely doing any damage. There we go, still got hit at 32%. That's why you can't fully rely on hit accuracy or evasion rate. If he attacks Bastion, we could probably wipe Bandit 3 out with a normal slash. Yeah, we can. But because it's weak, we're not going to get a lot of experience. But we're focusing on taking down the Nordilains for majority of the experience. Okay, 38. We're going to move here. Let's go ahead and use Fireball. And that's not enough. Okay, if we use Melting Flare, we could reduce its defense. But we'd run the risk of Zera actually taking the kill anyways. So let's see who comes after Bastion. We have Barlow and then Zera. Then Bastion, Barlow, Galvas. So we'll attack with Barlow first, and then we'll have Bastion take the kill. Okay, so let's just put Bastion right here. End his turn. Galvas can go ahead and do a normal, probably not a normal attack. Let's move him behind Nordilain 1, so Zera won't take that spot. We'll do Thrust on Nordilain 3. He's going to die. Actually, wait. I could see Zera turning to the side and taking Nordilain 3 down. I didn't know Barlow was that strong. It's very unfortunate. Okay, let's just go ahead and attack. Okay, we lost Barlow. Now remember this, if you're working on having their morale, your party's morale stay high, getting them killed will actually reduce their morale. So if your goal is for high morale, just avoid letting them die. Right now, because we're going to a rune route, there's no real reason to keep morale high. It's not required at all to get anything in the rune route. Now, if you're going down kingdom route, there is where you want to basically make sure that your morale is as high as possible, because it's vastly important in the kingdom route. Alright, we got the kill. There we go. Bastion only level up once. Unfortunate, but it is what happens when you're over leveled. It's over? It seems to be. We sure haven't made any friends in Nordilain. That may pose a problem later on. The best course of action would be to return to Araba and decide our next move, Bastion. Nordilain has not officially declared war upon the kingdom, but they have made their allegiances known. I have ordered our spies to find out whatever they can of the relationship between Nordilain and the Empire. I also have some happier news. We have completely destroyed the cave those bandits were using. We, have repaired the damage to the castle, so, there should be no problem defending it now. But I imagine that the Empire believed the same thing before we came and took it from them. We must remain vigilant. It's impossible to know precisely when the next attack will come. Yes, of course. Do you bring news, soldier? Indeed, we have received a visitor to Araba, a messenger from the Muspel Nation asking to see His Highness. The Muspel Nation? I must say that I'm apprehensive to learn what bare-handed scheme Radcot's come up with now. This is extremely suspicious, Your Highness, both in the timing and the motivation. I might agree with you if I knew who Radcot was. He's the ruler of the Muspel Nation, a nefarious man who is constantly scheming to expand his influence. Muspel has engaged Avalon in warfare for many years, occasional hit-and-run strikes on our border. Radcot's guerrilla tactics are the reason that Avalon cannot send more soldiers to fight the Empire. We have long suspected a connection between Radcot and the Empire, but proof has eluded us for years. What would you have us do with the messenger? Send the snake back into the desert. With pleasure, Duke Zera. No matter what option we pick here, we can still end up in the ruin route as long as you fulfill the conditions that I laid out in the previous stream. Load your save stats from your endgame file and start a new game. You have to do that. You don't do that, you're not getting to ruin route. So pick whatever you want here. We're going to Dion's test. So let's do ... which is the RPG Universal Sign Language for silence. We now have a third foe to concern ourselves with, Your Highness. He is planning something, no doubt. Have we heard any word from our spies in the Muspel Nation yet? Unfortunately not. I'm beginning to wonder if they had been caught. I share all your concerns, but we have to focus on our original plan of meeting with Marquis Dionne. You're right, Bastion. Nothing can be solved by worrying about things that lie beyond our control. I believe it would be prudent to send a few more spies into Muspel. We must learn what Radcot's up to. I'll send him at once, Duke Zera. Your Highness, we should begin preparations for our journey to Dionne-Lehve. Have you noticed that Galen's been acting a little strange lately? And doesn't it seem strange that the Empire captured Raba so easily? Are you implying what I think you are, Duke Zera? I am only noting that caution may be the best course where Ganlon is concerned. I shall stay here and keep watch on him. He's up to something, and I intend to find out what. I pray you're wrong, for all our sakes, Zera. Second-guessing Radcot has not been kind to my constitution. My stomach is in knots. I don't see why. I'm not especially concerned with him. His reach is too limited to cause us trouble. My thoughts are focused on Marquis Dionne and how our meeting with him will turn out. Well, I know for certain that the Marquis Dionne will test poor Bastion. Test him? In what way? He shall test his heart, Galvas, not his fighting skills. You must learn what Bastion's ambitions are. I certainly hope that Marquis is not so rude as to ask such things of His Highness. That would upset me. Dionne really knows where to find the Ultra Gunner. Nothing he asks is too great. Certainly you're exaggerating. Bastion's integrity would prevent him from doing a whole host of indignities. But I digress. Let's instead discuss the personnel which His Highness has chosen for this journey. I realize that they are friends of His Highness, but they are also helpless women and children. I feel more like a babysitter on this journey than a warrior. What's that you're saying, old man? Beg your pardon? Unless you've gone prematurely gray, you're definitely not a kid. We might be young, but we fight just as well as any soldiers. I highly doubt that your naivety is an adequate substitute for years of training and experience. Come on, old man, just admit you're jealous that we have our youth and you have your wrinkles. These are not wrinkles, these are natural skin creases. And what did you mean by helpless women? My good looks never stopped me from thrashing my foes. No one should be treated unfairly because of their age or their gender or for any other reason. Unless of course you're an old man. Reina, you know better than to joke with a man who was born without a sense of humor. Your Highness, I beg you, please ask your friends to change the topic of conversation. What's the matter with the old man? Oh, I know. Here. Try these brownies, made with a herb called Balestra, guaranteed to bust through your blockage. Wow. Stop it, all of you. Galvas, my friends are teasing you. Please forgive them. Galvas, if you don't learn how to lighten up real quick, I think this trip will be the end of you. country of Dionne-Lehve is directly across the southern border, and perhaps a clue to the location of the Ultra Gunner. Hold on, I've detected a squad of ATACs. We're under ambush. Who dares attack His Highness?